Let me take you back to a night that honestly felt way bigger than it probably should have. It was the first time I ever held a tattoo machine. I mean, really held one. In my own, late at night, in my little office, and realized I was about to start something I had absolutely no idea how to do. It wasn't some big cinematic moment. No dramatic music, just quiet. Stillness. The house was asleep. Kids in bed, wife tucked in, and I was just sitting there holding this machine I'd ordered online, staring at it. I remember the sound of the room, or more accurately, the lack of sounds, that low hum of the night. My office light buzzing faintly, just me and this thing in my hand. It felt both like a toy and also a weapon. And I was thinking, okay, now what? So the machine I bought was the Easy Tattooing P3 Pro. One of those adjustable style pen machines. Nothing too flashy, not the cheapest either, but also it was pretty middle of the road for a beginner. I didn't walk into a tattoo supply store. I didn't ask anybody in the industry. I didn't know anyone in the industry. I just sat on YouTube for hours, days really. Eventually you land on something and that feels like a safe bet. The P3 looked sleek, felt reliable, and honestly, I just wanted to get started. I didn't want to overthink it anymore. When that box arrived, it felt more than just a delivery. It was this tiny cardboard portal into a new chapter. Inside, the pen, a charger, an extra battery, some warranty cards, all the standard stuff. But to me, it felt like a moment that I'd committed to something. That box was heavier than it looked. Not just physically, it also carried expectation. Like, okay, no more talking, time to do. The first time I took the machine out of the box, I was weirdly nervous. I wasn't tattooing, I wasn't even plugging it in yet, I was just holding it. First thought, damn, this thing's thick. I'm used to slim tools, pencils, Apple pencils, even camera gear. This was a lump, not comfortable, unfamiliar. And then I finally powered it on. That hum. Not a buzz, not a roar, just a hum. It was almost respectful. Like the machine didn't want to intimidate me just yet. It just wanted me to pay attention. That was the moment it really hit me. This is happening. I figured all my years of drawing would just transfer over. Surely it's just like riding a bike, but with needles? Spoiler, it is absolutely not. The second I tried to make a mark, even with a pen cartridge, it felt like I had toddler hands. My strokes were nervous, shaky. I was expecting smooth, elegant lines, and instead I was getting a scratchy, stop-start scribbles. It was frustrating, but also kind of amazing, because it made me realize how much there was to learn, and that weirdly made it feel more exciting. I was scared. Scared I'd waste money. Scared I'd be bad. Even worse, scared I'd just be really average. Even though it was just biro ink on a notepad, it felt serious. I kept thinking, what if I can't do this? What if I'm not cut out for it? But then there was this other voice. Quieter, but steady. You don't have to be good just yet, but you just have to keep going. So I did. I just wanted to pull one clean line. Straight, smooth, controlled. I couldn't do it. My lines were shaky, inconsistent. I was overthinking every movement. But I just didn't get frustrated. I didn't delete the footage, I was obsessed. Because in the middle of all of that mess, I saw flashes, and that was good enough. That was the hook. I filmed the whole thing too. Not because I thought I'd be good. I knew it wouldn't. But because I wanted a record of it. I wanted to be able to go back someday and say that is where it started. This quiet, weird, awkward little night was the beginning of something that would totally change my route. My mindset. My identity. Nobody gave me permission. I didn't go through a formal apprenticeship. I didn't have a mentor. It wasn't in a studio. I just started. And there's something beautiful about that. So much of the early journey is internal. There were so many nights where I thought, I'm too late, I'm too old, I'm not cut out for this. But I'd open my notebook, hold the machine, and go again. Not because I wasn't confident, but because I wasn't ready to quit. And the smallest wins, they felt massive. That's the kind of stuff that keeps you coming back. Would I change anything about that night? Honestly, no, not a thing. I needed that awkward first session. I needed to feel clumsy and unsure. And that's what made it real. If I could go back, I'd just say, this will be worth it. You don't have to know what you're doing just yet. Just don't stop. So yeah, that was the first time I ever held a tattoo machine. As much as this script and this voiceover sounds quite dramatic, it wasn't really. It wasn't impressive. It was my experience. It was the moment everything I'm doing now started from. You don't need permission. You don't need to be ready. You just need to be willing to suck long enough to get better. And if you've already had your first session, I want to hear about it. Let's build an archive of weird, messy, but meaningful first times. Because that's where the real journey begins. Now, if you have made it this far, I'm going to ask you a favor. Please subscribe to the channel. I want you to join this journey that I'm on. And if you see value in it, I think we're the same kind of person. So let's build our own little weird community over here. And I'll see you guys in the next one.